Listen carefully. Your mind is a powerful servant, but a weak master. It waits for orders, and most people give it permission to be soft. Not you, not anymore. From this moment forward, you command it. Burn every mental escape route. Tell your brain there is no way out but forward. When it looks for comfort, deny it. When it seeks ease, refuse it. Tie pain to comfort until comfort disgusts you. Tie pleasure to progress until your nervous system fires with excitement. Every time you push harder, raise your standards beyond logic. Demand more. Expect excellence, not effort. Tell your mind we finish what we start. Starve distractions. Feed your obsession. Fill every thought with your goal until your mind has no room for weakness. Make discomfort your daily training ground. Cold showers, early mornings, heavy work when you feel lazy. Do it until pain feels normal and ease feels foreign. Paint your victory so vividly in your imagination that your brain believes it's real and moves mountains to reach it. Build a ruthless routine. Automate discipline. Do not ask yourself if you feel like it. Act as though you were born for this. Every resistance you face, celebrate it. It is the sign you are evolving. It is the proof you are alive. Force your brain to crave hard things. Because while others flee from the fire, you will run into it and rise from it unbreakable. Burn the boats. Say it like a war cry, not a whisper. Say it with the conviction of someone who has decided that retreat is no longer an option, that the only path is forward, through the storm, through the fire, through every ounce of resistance. Burn the boats means destroy the escape plan. It means cut off the safety net. It means stand on the edge of the cliff and tell your brain we do not go back. We conquer or we perish. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they leave the back door open. They approach their dreams with hesitation, like dipping a toe into the water while keeping one foot safely on shore. And the brain sees that hesitation. It feels that doubt. It whispers, we can always quit, we can always stop, we can go back. That whisper becomes permission to stay weak. It becomes the reason people fold when life gets hard. But when you burn the boats, you silence that voice forever. You leave your mind no alternative but victory. And the mind, when cornered, becomes a weapon. It will find strength you never knew existed. Your brain is not lazy. It is protective. It is designed to conserve energy, avoid risk, and seek comfort. The moment it senses an escape, it will pull you toward it. This is why most people start with excitement and end in excuses. They let their mind believe there is another path. But when you burn the boats, you change the rules of the game. There is no maybe. There is only must. And when something becomes a must, your mind transforms. It stops negotiating. It stops hesitating. It stops asking if you feel ready. It goes to war for you. Think of the moments that shaped history, men and women who staked everything on a single decision. They didn't wait until they were fearless. They created fearlessness by cutting off retreat. They made the brain adapt by removing comfort. When your brain has no way out, it will discover power you didn't know you had. Pain becomes fuel. Doubt becomes fire. Resistance becomes the signal to push harder, not back off. This is how you force your brain to crave the hard path. You make the hard path the only path. Every day, your mind looks for the path of least resistance. You must close it. Make hard work the default setting. Make discomfort your daily companion. Stop negotiating with the part of your brain that wants to stay safe. Every time you choose struggle over ease, your brain rewires. Every time you step into fear, your brain learns that fear is not fatal. And every time you keep going when you want to quit, your brain starts to crave that fight because it sees reward at the end of it. This is the key. Repetition under pressure creates desire, not the other way around. Waiting to feel motivated is the trap. Acting without escape builds motivation like muscle through resistance. Burn the boats means you will not wait to feel ready. You will not ask permission from your emotions. You will move first and let your feelings catch up. You will do the work while fear screams. You will take the step while doubt shakes your bones, because there's no way back, only forward. This is where obsession is born, not from comfort, not from convenience, but from necessity. Imagine waking up every morning with no safety net, knowing that what you do today determines whether you rise or collapse. Imagine how sharp your focus would become, how loud your drive would roar. This is what happens when you burn the boats. Your brain stops wandering, it stops drifting, it locks onto the mission like a predator. Every ounce of energy becomes aimed at victory, every second becomes valuable. There is no later, there is only now. Do not misunderstand, this path is not gentle. It will break the old you. It will tear apart the lazy habits, the soft thinking, the excuses you've carried like chains. It will test your patience, your resilience, your very identity. But if you endure it, if you refuse the easy road, your brain will evolve. It will stop fearing the hard thing and start craving it, because it will see the pattern. Struggle creates strength, and strength creates freedom. So set fire to your excuses. Eliminate the escape plans. Erase the backup options. Tell your mind we will win or we will die trying. Speak it with such certainty that every cell in your body aligns behind it. Because when you burn the boats, you unleash something rare, an unstoppable will, the kind of will that doesn't negotiate with pain, that doesn't pause for doubt, that doesn't ask if this is worth it. It simply moves. It simply fights. It simply wins. Burn the boats. Make the hard thing the only thing. And watch your brain transform from a cautious servant into a relentless weapon. Because once your mind understands that retreat is impossible, it will give you everything to make victory inevitable. Command your thoughts, not gently, not politely. Command them like a general commands soldiers on the battlefield. Speak with the tone of someone who accepts no rebellion from the mind, because your thoughts shape your reality, and if you do not master them, they will master you. Most people allow their minds to wander like wild animals and then wonder why their lives are chaotic. They let every doubt, every fear, every distraction run free. But you are not here to be ruled by noise. You are here to conquer it. The mind is not meant to lead, it is meant to obey. Every thought you allow to linger plants a seed, and your brain, without judgment, will water that seed until it becomes your belief. Tell it you are tired, and it will make you weaker. Tell it you can't, and it will find evidence to prove you right. This is the silent sabotage that kills potential. But when you stand up inside your own mind and command it with clarity, everything changes. You stop letting emotions dictate your direction. You stop being pulled by moods and start being driven by mission. The mind respects strength. It follows decisiveness. Start speaking to yourself with orders, not suggestions. No more I'll try, no more maybe tomorrow. Give your brain clear commands. We rise now, we move now, we finish this. Say it with conviction and repeat it until your brain accepts it as law. Your mind does not care if you feel ready. It only cares what you consistently tell it. And when your words are powerful and relentless, your mind will align itself to fulfill them. This is how champions operate. They do not wait for confidence to appear, they command it. They summon focus like a weapon. Understand this, your brain's first instinct is survival, not success. It will always whisper the easy way. It will always warn you to slow down, to stop, to rest. It believes comfort is safety. You must override this primitive impulse every single day. When fear appears, do not reason with it. Issue commands louder than the fear. Go, attack, continue. When doubt tries to creep in, cut it off. We are doing this. There is no question. The moment you command your thoughts, fear loses power. Because fear feeds on hesitation, and hesitation cannot survive under firm orders. Mental strength is not given. It is forged. It is built through thousands of moments where you force your thoughts into alignment with your mission. You train your brain like a soldier, strict discipline, zero negotiation. Every time your mind tries to wander, drag it back. Every time it says stop, tell it one more. Every time it screams enough, answer with not yet. Through repetition, your mind learns who is in control. It learns to obey you, and obedience creates power, because a mind that obeys you will move mountains for you. Commanding your thoughts does not mean ignoring emotions. It means refusing to let them make your decisions. Feel fear and act anyway. Feel tired and move anyway. Feel doubt and execute anyway. This is how you build the iron discipline that forces your brain to crave challenge instead of avoid it. The brain begins to associate action with identity. It starts to see hard work as who you are, not what you occasionally do. And when identity shifts, effort becomes automatic. Visualize what you want with ruthless intensity. Give your mind a target so sharp it cannot look away. Say it out loud every morning, this is what we are building. This is who we are becoming. Flood your mind with images of victory until it can't imagine failure. Thoughts repeated become beliefs. Beliefs drive behavior. And behavior creates destiny. But it all begins with what you choose to command into existence inside your mind. There will be moments when your thoughts rebel, when they scream for comfort, when they whisper lies, when they beg for rest. Those are the moments that matter most. Do not negotiate, do not explain, do not pause, command. Every act of command is a strike against weakness. Every order you enforce rewires your brain to trust your voice more than its fear. Over time, this creates an unstoppable loop. You speak, your mind obeys, you win, and the mind starts craving that pattern. This is how you become unstoppable. Not by waiting to feel powerful, but by commanding power into existence with your words, your actions, your absolute refusal to let weak thoughts live. Command your thoughts like your life depends on it, because it does. Every dream you hold, every goal you chase, every future you crave depends on what you allow to live in your mind. And if you do not choose your thoughts with precision and force them into obedience, they will choose for you, and they will choose small. So speak like a conqueror inside your own head. Issue orders with the tone of destiny. Train your mind to obey you without hesitation. Because when your thoughts march in formation behind your will, nothing can stand in your way. The world bends to the one who first bends their mind. Command your thoughts and watch your life rise to match them. Link pain to comfort. Say it until it echoes in your bones. Because as long as your brain believes comfort is pleasure, it will always pull you back to weakness. The human mind is wired to chase what feels good and avoid what hurts. This is the trap that keeps most people stuck. They think the soft couch is safety, the extra sleep is relief, the skipped workout is kindness. But comfort is the silent killer of potential. The truth is brutal. Comfort breeds decay. Every time you choose it, a part of your ambition dies, and until your brain sees comfort as pain, you will keep returning to it. Understand this. Your brain obeys association, not logic. If something feels good, your mind craves it. If something feels bad, it avoids it. This is not morality, it is conditioning. So if you want to rise, you must flip the code. You must take what weakens you and attach pain to it so powerfully that even thinking about it disgusts you. Every moment of wasted time must feel like rot. Every act of laziness must taste like poison. You must look at comfort and see destruction. Because that is what it truly is, the slow erosion of your edge, the quiet death of your fire. People wonder why discipline fades. It fades because their brain secretly still sees comfort as reward. They tell themselves they want greatness, but they reward themselves with ease. That creates confusion in the mind. The brain will always chase what it believes brings relief, not what you say you want. You must rewire this. When you skip the hard work, feel the pain of regret instantly. Picture the years slipping away. Picture yourself trapped in mediocrity while others pass you. Feel the sting, make it real. When your brain links comfort to loss, it will stop craving it. And on the other side, you must link growth to pleasure. Every act of discipline, every push into discomfort must become a victory celebration in your mind. Finish the workout and tell yourself, this is power. Wake up early and declare, this is who I am. The brain does not care what is true. It cares what is repeated with emotion. So repeat this until it becomes automatic. Comfort is pain, struggle is pleasure. That reversal will change your life. Because once your mind starts associating hard work with reward, you won't need motivation. You will crave the grind. This will not happen overnight. The old associations are deep. They will fight you. You will feel the pull of comfort, the whisper of ease. That is the enemy trying to survive. Crush it. The moment you notice yourself reaching for the easy path, stop and ask, what does this comfort cost me? Make yourself answer with honesty. Every soft choice steals strength. Every escape from effort builds weakness. Hold that truth until it burns. You must make comfort feel dangerous. When the brain sees it as a threat, it will resist it instead of crave it. Think of the champions, the relentless ones. They do not see rest as relief, they see it as risk. They know that while they pause, someone else is climbing. They feel guilt, not pleasure, when they sit still too long. This is not madness, it is mastery of association. They have taught their brain that stopping hurts more than pushing. That is why they are unstoppable. The world calls them obsessed, but they are simply conditioned. And you can condition yourself the same way. Every day gives you chances to practice this rewiring. When you want to quit the set, do one more and say out loud, "This is pleasure." When you want to stay in bed, rip off the covers and shout, "Comfort is pain." You are training your nervous system to crave the hard path. Over time, this becomes instinct. The hard thing becomes the only thing that feels right. The brain stops seeing it as punishment and starts seeing it as nourishment. This is how you flip the code. Do not wait for inspiration. Use emotion to burn these associations into your mind. Picture the life wasted in comfort. See the regret, the missed chances, the dullness. Feel that pain. Then picture the life earned through struggle. See the power, the pride, the freedom. Feel that pleasure. Make your brain choose. Because it will. It cannot serve two masters. It will chase what you emotionally reward and avoid what you emotionally punish. So punish comfort, reward discipline, and never blur the lines. This is how you become someone who doesn't just tolerate difficulty, but desires it. Because the brain that links pain to comfort will run from comfort like fire. And the brain that links pleasure to struggle will hunt struggle like oxygen. That is the turning point. When others collapse into softness, you will rise into pressure. When others seek relief, you will seek resistance. And every day you do this, your mind becomes sharper, harder, stronger. Link pain to comfort and watch the old version of you dissolve. The one who hesitated, who sought easy victories, who wasted time, gone. In their place will stand someone unstoppable. Someone who thrives in the fire, someone who does not chase comfort because comfort now feels like death. That is who you were meant to be. And the moment your brain understands this truth, it will never crave ease again. It will only crave the challenge that forges greatness. Set ridiculous standards, not reasonable ones, not comfortable ones, not what others call realistic. Set standards so high they make people laugh, so bold they make your own mind tremble. Because nothing extraordinary is born from average expectations. The world bends to those who demand more from themselves than anyone else would dare. Mediocrity is crowded because it's safe. Excellence is lonely because it's brutal. If you want to rise, you must choose the lonely path. You must make greatness your minimum requirement. The truth is simple. Your current standards are building your current life. Whatever you tolerate becomes your ceiling. If you accept good enough, you will live in almost. If you accept excuses, you will collect regrets. Most people are not failing because they are incapable. They are failing because they are aiming too low. They set goals small enough to reach without bleeding for them, and then wonder why their lives feel empty. Comfort does not satisfy the soul. Achievement does, and achievement only bows to those who demand the unreasonable from themselves. When you raise your standards to the level that feels impossible, something primal awakens. Your mind stops treating success as optional and starts treating it as oxygen. This shift is powerful because the brain works relentlessly to protect what it believes is identity. If you declare, "This is just who I am now," relentless, unstoppable, elite, your mind will fight to keep that truth intact. But if you accept average, your brain will fight just as hard to protect your weakness. Standards are identity, and identity governs behavior. Raise it, and your behavior will rise to match it. High standards burn away hesitation. When you demand excellence from yourself, there is no room for maybe later. There is no space for doubt. You do not ask, "Do I feel like it?" You command yourself, "This is what must be done." Most people wait to feel motivated, but the elite understand this secret. Feelings follow standards. Action born from low standards is fragile. Action born from high standards is inevitable. The man who merely wants to succeed will crumble under pressure. The one who requires it of himself will walk through fire to make it real. Yes, it will feel like war. It is supposed to. Setting ridiculous standards means choosing discipline when your body screams for comfort. It means working when no one is watching. when no one applauds, when no one cares, because you care. It means tearing apart every excuse you've built to protect your softness. Every time you want to quit, you remind yourself, this level is my baseline now. And when you hold the line long enough, it becomes true. Your mind will adapt. Your body will follow. The world will have no choice but to respect it. But understand this, setting ridiculous standards is not about arrogance, it's about responsibility. It is declaring that you refuse to waste your potential. It is rejecting the life of quiet compromise. It is refusing to die with your fire still trapped inside you. You are not here to blend in. You are here to dominate the space you occupy. That requires standards that make you uncomfortable. That discomfort is proof you are growing. Growth never feels safe, and it never should. You must also guard these standards with obsession. People will try to pull you back to average. They will tell you to slow down, to be realistic, to enjoy life. What they really mean is, stop reminding me what I could be. Ignore them. You are not obligated to make others comfortable with your ambition. Let them settle. You rise. Surround yourself with pressure, with expectation, with people who make you feel like you're not doing enough. That pressure sharpens you. It keeps the blade of your mind razor sharp. Each day, measure yourself against your own potential, not someone else's comfort zone. Did you give everything today? Did you leave the battlefield of your day empty with nothing left to offer? If the answer is no, then demand more tomorrow. Standards are not built once. They are enforced daily like sharpening steel. This is how you make greatness automatic. This is how you become dangerous. Because here is the final truth, life will always sink to the level of your standards. If you expect average, you will get average. If you demand the impossible, you will rise until the impossible bends. The world rewards those who refuse to accept its limits. Every legend you admire was once called unrealistic. Every empire was built by someone who said, I will not stop until this exists. You must become that person for your own life. Set ridiculous standards, and then live them so fiercely that your old self could never survive here. Make greatness your baseline. Make excellence your default. Make impossible your starting point. Because once your standards rise beyond reason, everything about you will rise with them. Your discipline, your confidence, your results, your destiny. And the world will have no choice but to follow the lead of someone who refuses to bow to average. Harness obsession, not interest, not mild ambition, not I'll try my best. Obsession, the kind that devours hesitation, burns through doubt, and makes anything less than victory feel like suffocation. Obsession is not something you wait to feel. It's something you choose, something you build, something you surrender to completely until your goals become your oxygen. Most people fear obsession because it demands everything. They want greatness but cling to balance. They want transformation but refuse to be consumed. And that is why they remain average. Average cannot survive where obsession lives. Obsession is not unhealthy when it is directed with purpose. It is the highest form of focus a human being can unleash. It sharpens every sense, amplifies every ounce of effort, and eradicates distractions with ruthless precision. While others negotiate with laziness, the obsessed act. While others pause for comfort, the obsessed accelerate through pain. They see what they want so vividly it becomes inevitable. They don't hope, they hunt. They don't dabble, they dominate. And that intensity terrifies the world because it reminds people how little they are truly giving. Understand this, your brain is a servant. It feeds what you feed it. If you give it weak goals, it will produce weak effort. If you flood it daily with one mission, one outcome, one relentless image of the life you demand, it will rearrange your identity to reach it. Obsession rewires you. It makes the hard things feel necessary and the easy things feel unbearable. It shifts your nervous system into a state where discipline stops being effort. It becomes instinct. You no longer ask, should I do this? You simply do it, because to not do it would feel like betrayal. This is what most will never understand. Obsession creates energy. People think they need energy first to get obsessed. No, energy is the byproduct of obsession. When your mind is locked on a mission, fatigue becomes irrelevant. Sleep becomes strategy, not escape. Food becomes fuel, not comfort. Every minute becomes a weapon. You stop drifting through days, you attack them. Obsession makes you dangerous because it makes you immune to the softness that destroys most people's momentum. But to harness obsession, you must eliminate everything that weakens your focus. Comfort is poison. Distraction is sabotage. Doubt is noise. Strip them from your life like infection. Your environment must reflect your hunger. No clutter, no chaos, no space for mediocrity to hide. Surround yourself with pressure. Surround yourself with reminders of your mission so constant they invade your thoughts. Write it on your walls, set it on your screens, speak it aloud when your will shakes. Obsession thrives in clarity. Vague dreams die. Make it precise. Define what you want, why you want it, and what price you will pay. Then pay it without hesitation. Yes, people will call you extreme. They will call you unbalanced, obsessive, unhealthy. Let them. Their opinions are the background noise of mediocrity. They do not see the war you are fighting inside. They do not understand that balance is death to a dream. Balance is for those content with average. If you want greatness, you must be willing to be misunderstood. Every empire was built by someone others called insane. Every revolution was sparked by an obsession someone else mocked. Let their doubt become fuel. Let their laughter become prophecy. This path will cost you. Understand that now. It will cost comfort. It will cost sleep. It will cost the approval of the small-minded. But obsession gives you something far greater, freedom. The freedom that comes from becoming who you were built to be. The freedom that comes from knowing you didn't hold anything back. Most people die wondering what they could have been. The obsessed die empty with nothing left to give. That is not loss. That is victory. Harness obsession by choosing it daily. Feed it with repetition. Starve everything that competes with it. Every time you push through pain, you feed it. Every time you ignore distractions, you feed it. Every time you do what you said you would do long after the mood has faded, you feed it. And the more you feed it, the stronger it becomes until it no longer needs your permission. It will move you without asking. It will carry you through storms that would break ordinary men. Obsessed people are not special. They are simply unwilling to dilute their purpose. They refuse to live with one foot in and one foot out. They commit like there is no plan B. That is what you must do. Close the exits, burn the bridges, make this mission your only oxygen. Because when obsession takes hold, you will rise faster than logic allows. You will achieve what once felt unreachable, and the world will have no choice but to watch as the impossible bows to someone who refused to treat their dream like an option. Harness obsession, and let it consume every hesitation, every weakness, every excuse, until all that remains is an unbreakable will and the destiny you were born to claim. Build the habit of discomfort. Not once in a while, not when you feel motivated. Make it a daily ritual to walk straight into what most people run from, because comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It dulls your edge, weakens your will, and convinces you that average is acceptable. Discomfort, on the other hand, is where power is forged. Every person who has ever risen above the ordinary made pain their training ground. They didn't wait for fear to disappear. They moved while afraid. They didn't wait for things to get easier. They adapted to hard. That is the difference between those who talk about greatness and those who embody it. You must understand, the brain's default setting is to protect you from discomfort. It equates discomfort with danger, and it will whisper excuses with perfect logic to keep you still. It will say rest when you should move. It will say you've done enough when you've barely started. If you obey that voice, it will become your master. Every time you surrender to comfort, you strengthen weakness. Every time you choose discomfort, you strengthen dominance. The choice is always there, comfort or growth, and you cannot have both. The secret is to make discomfort familiar. Make it your new normal. Stop seeing it as a threat and start treating it as a signal that you're exactly where you should be. When your muscles burn, stay in the set. When your mind screams to stop, do one more. When fear rises, walk into it instead of away from it. This repetition rewires your nervous system. What used to trigger panic will start to trigger pride. What once felt unbearable will start to feel like progress. That is how warriors are built, not by talent, but by training their minds to stay in the fire until the fire becomes home. Discomfort reveals who you really are. When everything is easy, everyone looks disciplined. Everyone looks committed. But when the weight gets heavy, when the hours get long, when success demands more than you thought you had, that's when most people fold. That's when the difference is exposed between the ones who are playing at ambition and the ones who are all in. Building the habit of discomfort means deciding in advance that you will not fold. It means you will not negotiate with pain. You will not seek the exit when it gets hard. You will stand there, take the hit, and keep moving forward. Most will never do this. Most will keep chasing hacks, shortcuts, and quick rewards because they cannot endure the grind. But this is the great paradox. When you chase comfort, your life becomes hard. When you chase discomfort, your life becomes powerful. Discipline grows, confidence grows, momentum grows. You begin to trust yourself because you know you won't break under pressure. And once you have that self-trust, nothing can stop you. Because the world throws obstacles at everyone, but only those trained in discomfort push through while others break down. To build this habit, design your days with pressure. Don't wait for life to test you. Test yourself. Do the work when you're tired. Train when you don't feel like it. Speak when fear tells you to stay quiet. Wake earlier than you want. Stay later than you planned. Remove the cushion from your routine. Every small act of chosen discomfort strengthens your threshold. Over time, it compounds. What once broke you will barely register, and what once seemed impossible will become your warm-up. People will not understand this. They will say you're obsessed, extreme, even reckless. They will warn you to slow down, to take it easy, ignore them. Their comfort has cost them their fire, and they want you to dim yours to make them feel safe. Refuse. Your mission is not to be understood. It's to become unstoppable. To do that, you must repeatedly choose the hard path until your mind craves challenge more than comfort. That shift is when everything changes. Because here is the truth. Discomfort is not the enemy. It is the doorway. Every goal, every breakthrough, every transformation you want is on the other side of discomfort. If you avoid it, you avoid your potential. If you embrace it, you unlock it. Build the habit so deeply that you stop noticing the pain. Build it so relentlessly that your mind associates struggle with pride instead of fear. Then the world will have nothing to use against you. Build a habit of discomfort until you are no longer controlled by feelings, only by mission. Until nothing can break your focus. Until pain becomes your signal to push harder. When you reach that point, life can throw anything at you and you will rise through it stronger every time, because the one who can endure discomfort on command is the one who cannot be stopped. See it until you feel it, because the brain will chase what it believes is already yours. This is the secret the weak ignore and the relentless live by. Your mind is a visual machine, and it cannot distinguish between what you imagine with intensity and what you experience in reality. When you paint the picture of victory so vividly that every detail burns into your nervous system, your brain begins to act as though it is inevitable. And once it believes something is inevitable, it will fight to close the gap between where you are and where you've convinced it you belong. This is not idle daydreaming. This is psychological warfare against doubt. Most people imagine their failure so clearly they end up living it. They rehearse fear, and fear obeys. You will do the opposite. You will make victory your obsessional movie, played in your mind daily until it becomes your default expectation. Close your eyes and see the exact moment you cross the finish line, the precise sound of the crowd, the feeling in your chest when you conquer what once crushed you. Add emotion. Flood your body with pride before you've earned it, because your mind doesn't wait for evidence. It follows emotion. Every great achievement was lived mentally before it was lived physically. The champions of this world won the battle in their minds countless times before they ever tasted it in reality. While others looked for reasons it couldn't be done, they locked themselves in the theater of their imagination and watched themselves dominate until doubt couldn't survive. That is what you must do. Build a mental world so convincing that your subconscious becomes addicted to it. Your body will follow what your subconscious craves. And here's the weapon few ever use, sensory saturation. Don't just see your victory. Feel the sweat on your skin. Hear your breath pounding. Smell the air of triumph. Taste the sweetness of that final breakthrough. Make it so real that your nervous system fires as though it's happening now. The brain doesn't wait for permission. When it believes, it prepares. Neurochemistry aligns with belief. Dopamine surges when the brain expects reward, not just when it receives it. So train it to expect. Flood it daily with images of your success until it becomes impossible to picture anything else. But understand this. You must not visualize passively. Passive images fade. Active visions dominate. When you rehearse victory, attach it to action. See yourself doing the hard things, pushing through pain, refusing comfort, rising after failure. See the struggle as part of the reward. The mind will then link effort to triumph instead of struggle to suffering. And once it does, hard work stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like prophecy. Every rep, every setback becomes proof you are becoming who you already saw yourself to be. The average mind waits for evidence to believe. The powerful mind creates belief to generate evidence. This is your advantage. You are not lying to yourself when you see your future greatness. You are giving your mind a target, a command, a blueprint. Without it, your brain will wander, hesitate, sabotage. With it, your brain becomes a heat-seeking missile. It will pull you toward the picture that dominates your focus. And if that picture is vivid enough, doubt will burn before it can take root. So make visualization your daily ritual. Before your feet hit the floor each morning, run the movie of your success. Before sleep, replay it in slow motion, every sound, every detail. You are programming your operating system, and consistency is the code. Miss a day and the image fades. Repeat it and it engraves. Soon the line between imagination and reality will blur, and that's when the shift happens, when you stop hoping for success and start expecting it. And when you expect something with your entire nervous system, you stop negotiating. You stop delaying. You move with urgency because your brain believes it's already yours, and it will not rest until the world matches the vision. Do this long enough and the image becomes your identity. That is the point of no return. Because once your identity upgrades, behavior follows. You don't have to convince yourself to act like the best. You simply act like who you already are. That is the power of vivid victory, to make your future self so real in your mind that your present self has no choice but to rise and meet it. See it, feel it, own it, and then watch your reality bend to match the vision you refuse to surrender. Discipline is not about feeling ready. It is about removing the need to decide. That is the weapon, routine. While most people wake each day asking themselves what they feel like doing, the relentless wake up already knowing. Their lives are carved into structure so tight that hesitation has no place to breathe. If you want to force your brain to crave hard things, stop treating discipline like a mood and start treating it like a law. Routine is the cage that sets you free, the structure that breaks chaos and builds champions. Understand this truth. Willpower is a weak fuel. It burns hot but dies fast. That's why so many people start strong and vanish. They depend on willpower, hoping they'll want to do the hard thing tomorrow. But the elite don't wait for want. They remove choice. They create a ruthless routine so rigid, it doesn't ask for permission from emotion. It demands obedience. They wake at the same hour. They train at the same hour. They build, create, grind at the same hour. Not because it's easy, but because it becomes inevitable. And once something becomes inevitable, resistance dies. This is how you rewire the brain. Every time you repeat an action at the same time, your mind lays down neural tracks, making the behavior automatic. Soon the brain no longer burns energy debating. It simply executes. That is the magic of a ruthless routine. It erases the internal debate. There's no should I, there's only I do. This frees your mental power for the work itself instead of wasting it on deciding whether to start. People who live without routine lose every battle before it begins because they are exhausted from endless negotiation with themselves. The disciplined never negotiate. They act. But this routine must be ruthless, not in cruelty, but in non-negotiability. It must be unbreakable. Treat your daily structure like oxygen. Without it, nothing else functions. The moment you allow flexibility, weakness creeps in. So build your day like a fortress. Fix your wake time, fix your work blocks, fix your training, fix your recovery. Put your priorities on the calendar in ink and defend them like your life depends on it, because your future does. The more you repeat this cycle, the more your brain craves it. It becomes your rhythm, your heartbeat, your default state. And here's the paradox the average mind never understands. The tighter your routine, the freer you become. When every crucial action is scheduled and automatic, your mind is no longer enslaved by temptation or indecision. You gain time, you gain energy, you gain momentum. The chaotic live like leaves in the wind. The disciplined move like trains on rails. They don't drift, they drive. They don't waste mornings trying to find their purpose. Their purpose is waiting in their schedule. Every hour has an assignment, and because of that, every hour compounds. To make this work, you must start simple and scale hard. Pick the core actions that build your future, the habits that sharpen your body, strengthen your mind, and push your mission forward, and lock them into fixed daily slots. Then treat them as sacred. Eliminate the thought of skipping. Remove the word later. There is no later. There is only now, and now obeys the schedule. Over time, this becomes your identity. You no longer try to be disciplined, you simply are. It's not effort, it's instinct. That is the point where routine becomes power. When hard actions no longer feel optional, they feel inevitable. And do not underestimate the psychological edge this gives you. Most people burn energy just battling themselves to begin. You will be different. While they hesitate, you execute. While they argue with comfort, you're already in motion. The momentum this builds is unstoppable because momentum is addictive. Once your brain experiences the high of relentless progress, it will crave repetition.